In this lecture, we will study about amplifiers and biasing. Now let's see what is meant by amplification. It means the process of increasing the strength of a signal. So if this is an AC signal, its strength is increased without the change in shape of the signal. So amplifier is basically any device like a transistor, and this amplification process is done with the help of a DC power source. This provides the additional power to the input. Now what are the basic features or characteristics of an amplifier? First thing, the gain should be large, input resistance should be large, output resistance should be low, bandwidth should be large. And we will see about all these terms in detail in the upcoming slides and lectures. Now what is meant by the term gain? Gain means the ability of an amplifier to increase the strength of a signal. It is represented by the ratio of output to input. Now if it is voltage gain, we represent it by the term A, capital A, then small letter V, which is equal to output voltage divided by input voltage. If it is current gain, it is equal to capital A, small letter I, which stands for current, which is equal to output current by input current. Similarly for power gain. Basically, this is a unitless quantity, but it can be expressed in decibels by using 20 log and the term of gain. If the gain in decibel is negative, then it indicates that there is attenuation, that is, the output will not be amplified. Now let's do a problem based on gain. Calculate the gain of an amplifier in decibel if the input is 1 volt and output is 1000 volt. Now we know that the equation for gain in decibel is equal to 20 log AV, where AV represents the output voltage by input voltage. So here output voltage is given as 1000 volt in the question and input voltage is given as 1 volt. So we'll get it as 1000. So this is a unitless quantity, and in order to convert it into decibel, we have to do 20 log 1000. So we'll get the answer as 60 dB. Next, let us study about the term transistor biasing. First of all, let us learn what is meant by Q point. Q point means it is quiescent point or fixed biasing point. So now look at this graph, which is the VI characteristic of a transistor. The x-axis represents VCE, which is the output voltage of a transistor. The y-axis represents IC, which is the output current of the transistor. The shaded portions represent saturation region, and this shaded portion represents cutoff region. The white region here represents the active region. Now imagine to an amplifier circuit, we are not applying any AC input. So when an AC input is not applied, the graph will be not as shown like this. The graph would be only a straight red line, which is shown by the 3 Q points. Otherwise, when an AC input is also applied, then the graph would be these lines shown in blue color. If there is no AC input, then the output is only because of DC voltage and DC current, and it is represented by this straight line. This value Q point, which is shown over here, is called the biasing point or the Q point, which means that the value of the output current IC and VC when no AC input voltage is applied. Only if the Q point is fixed over here, then it is in the active region and proper amplification will take place. So we'll get the output shape like this. Otherwise, if the Q point shifts towards Q2 or Q1, that is the saturation or the cutoff region, the output waveform would be clipped and it will not be proper. It will be distorted. So what exactly is transistor biasing? Transistor biasing means we apply proper DC voltages so that we keep the transistor in active region. So we know that in order to keep the transistor in the active region, the emitter base junction should be forward biased and collector base junction should be reverse biased. So we should ensure proper DC voltage to keep the transistor in this active region. If suppose the transistor deviates from this biasing, the transistor will be either in saturation region or cutoff region, and like we saw in the previous slide, the output shape will be distorted. Next is a previous university 3-mark question. What is the need for biasing? Or biasing means to apply proper DC voltage. So proper DC voltage when applied will fix the Q point in the middle of the active region. It also stabilizes the collector current against temperature variations. That is, if the temperature increases, the collector current will also change and the Q point will vary. So there should be a circuit that will stabilize the collector current against other changes. Then the last point is to make the Q point independent of transistor parameters like beta. That is, the Q point, that is IC or VC, should not change depending upon beta. Next we will study about the most simplest of biasing circuits. It is called as the potential divider biasing circuit. The transistor here is used for amplification and the other components are for giving proper DC voltages to the circuit. The VCC that is shown over here, that is the main DC power supply. Now let us apply KVL to the circuit, which starts from the DC source VCC to the ground. So if you apply in this loop, we'll get it as VCC is equal to VR1 plus VR2. So we can see that the voltage VCC is divided between the resistance R1 and R2. So that is why it is called as potential divider. The potential VCC is divided between R1 and R2. Now while designing the circuit, we can choose the value of R1 and R2 and we decide the values in such a way that the emitter base junction is forward biased. Also, this resistance Re provides stabilization to reverse bias the collector base junction. So in this way, we can ensure that the transistor is in the active region. That is, emitter base junction is forward biased and collector base junction is reverse biased. We ensure that the values of the components are chosen in such a way so that the transistor is in the active region. Next, for the circuit, let us derive the Q point. First of all, what is the current flowing through the resistor R1? So through this resistor, the current I1 is given by the equation VCC is equal to R1 plus R2, and that is how it is completed to the ground. Then the voltage across R2 is given by, we already know the current I1, so we'll multiply that with the value R2 in order to get the voltage. Now we'll apply KVL to the base circuit, that is starting from here. VB is equal to VBE plus VE, and VE can be written as the current IE into RE. So that is how we got this equation, and from this equation we will derive what is meant by IE. We'll just rearrange the terms. And we know that IE is approximately equal to IC because IB is base current, which is very small in microammeters, and we can neglect that. So we can assume that IE is approximately equal to IC. Also the term VBE is very small. So we can cancel out this term. So IE we can write it as IC. We can write the RHS as VB divided by RE. So that is the first equation. Second one, we'll apply KVL to the output loop. And the output loop is this, starting from VCC through RC till VCE, IERE and finally to the ground. So let's write the equation. VCC is equal to ICRC plus VCE plus IERE. And we are going to replace this IE with the term IC because IC is approximately equal to IE because IB is very small. Okay, and we'll take the common term IC from both these terms and we'll rearrange to get VC is equal to VCC minus IC into RC plus RE. So this is the second equation. So what does equation 1 and 2 represent? Equation 1 and 2 represents the Q point. Q point is nothing but VCE and IC. So we have derived the Q point from this. Also, what do we understand from the Q point? We can see that VB is a constant term, RE is a constant term, so IC is also a constant term. Similarly, all these on the RHS are constant terms and it is not going to be affected. That is, the output voltage won't be affected. It is not depending on terms like beta or VB, etc. So we can see that this circuit is going to give us proper amplification. That is, it will allow the transistor to amplify the input signal properly at the output, since the Q point will be fixed, right? The Q point is actually depending on constant values. So the Q point will be fixed. So all these R1, R2, etc. will ensure us that the Q point will be fixed and this circuit will give us a proper output voltage. Okay, proper amplification is given to us. So that is the need for this circuit. We'll ensure that the Q point is fixed and we'll get proper output voltage. So that is what is written over here. From equation 1 and 2, we can see that IC and VC are independent of the transistor parameters and the Q point does not change. Therefore, voltage divider bias will provide us good stabilization.